I would have thought that Filoni would want a Kenobi season 2 himself. The thing with Kenobi, and this is kind of frustrating because it's just true, he's so beloved in both the OT and the prequels, and you've got the perfect actors age and a playground of timeline. I'm surprised they didn't fucking make like 10 seasons already, to be honest with you. Just, they burn money. It's the kind of thing you'd expect them to do. You know that Ewan McGregor's on board, and I would have thought Filoni would want to be like, I'm going to tell my Kenobi stories, and they're going to be fucking awesome.
And then Ahsoka's going to be in every one of them.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question to present to y'all. As you didn't see Andor, right? Season 2?
No, sir.
Okay. But Mahler did, and I did. So after what we will call the success of Andor, which is whoever watched it pretty much liked it, critics liked it. Objectively, you look at it, it's the best thing they've ever done, but not a lot of people watched it. They put a ton of money into it, and not a lot of people watched it. Do you think there's any conversations going on like maybe we should change direction again?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, there may or may not be conversations about what Gilroy's going to do next within Disney, and they probably thought it's interesting, like the response critically compared to their other slop shows. But I don't know that anything would change course. Filoni's a creative director,
Yeah.
so we're fucked. And it's funny, like I've said this before, it's a bit controversial maybe, but that Kathleen Kennedy getting booted wouldn't change shit all. We would have to get rid of her and a hell of a lot more people, including him, obviously.
Root and stem.
Yeah, I think all of Lucasfilm. I think you get rid of the janitor.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't think anything's going to change there at all. But somehow Obi-Wan Kenobi may return for season 2 on Disney Plus from Paul Tassi, big fan of Ryan Kinnell. Disney Plus's Star Wars offerings routinely are thrown up in the air when it comes to whether they'll get more seasons. The Mandalorian and Andor are done. Mando with its movie, The Acolyte, was canceled. Come on, we can still get season 2. If we can get a season 2 of Obi-Wan, I think we can get a season 2 of it.
I mean, it would have to be better than season 1, right?
Sure. The book of Boba Fett is definitely dead. Who knows what happened with Skeleton Crew? A great show I'm positive few people even knew existed. The only confirmed show getting a season 2 is Ahsoka, which will likely air close to 3 years after season 1.
I mean, nobody is surprised. If there's one show Filoni would save, it would be his own.
Yes.
So I've made the argument in the past, and I stick by it, that if you wait 3 years between a season, for the most part, with rare exceptions, it's your show's dead. But in this case with Ahsoka, I think maybe everybody will forget there was a season 1, and it might have a chance, and it'll still suck. People will go, "There's an Ahsoka show? Wow, okay." Does anybody remember Ahsoka season 1?
Yeah, it was fucking abysmal.
There's lots of pauses, lots of women sitting down,
Crossing their arms.
crossed arms. That's true.
Yeah.
Ray Stevenson was in it for 5 minutes. That was
He
fun.
was great.
Yeah.
For the most part, he was great. The bits that he was in, Balin Scroll.
The Hound is playing him now.
Yes.
Which is recast go. Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
But now there are some potential developments with the series not mentioned above. Obi-Wan Kenobi. A new report from insider Daniel Richman says that season 2 of Obi-Wan is in development at Lucasfilm. This is a show that aired in 2022, and being in development would probably mean that it would be 4 to 5 years between seasons, at least, because this is how Disney Star Wars works now.
It's fucking so stupid.
It's unbelievable. Like, as each day passes and you look back on it and you just shake your head and you're like, how did this go on for so long? Books will be written. This will be taught in classes. Well, it'll be an AI teaching other AI in classes, but it'll be taught in classes. Like, this is what the humans did to screw up Star Wars. And they might do a better job. Obi-Wan Kenobi had a solid enough 81% score from critics. What's the current critic score for Ironheart?
It was critic score for Ironheart on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a lot higher than you think.
86%.
Yeah, it's the third. I think it's the third highest rated Marvel. Yeah, that absolutely makes sense.
So they liked Ironheart more than Kenobi.
Oh no,
that's a tough choice. But a much lower 61% score from fans. And it's one of those series that in hindsight, most fans probably like even less. Some honesty there from Paul Tassi. But its ratings were decent. And it's been well documented that it stars Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are itching to return for more. Here's McGregor back in 2024 speaking about the potential of a season 2. Obviously, between the end of Obi-Wan series and with Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan, there's got to be another few stories in there. We're definitely hoping, or well, exploring that, I think would be the word to say, exploring. Maybe actually have him babysit Luke Skywalker.
What? Why'd you do that?
Reva can come back.
Yeah. Can we bring back Reva?
They would.
Reva's sister. We can do that. A plot line about she has a sister. 3 sisters, actually. And they're going to make this 3 sisters of Naboo or something. It'll be great. There'll be magic and lightsabers and a dinosaur.
I hope she gets stabbed in the gut again and survives.
Why?
I was going to say, stabbing her in the gut doesn't do anything, Gary.
Yeah.
What will be the point?
I want to see another woman survive a stab in the gut. That pussy Qui-Gon.
I know.
I know, what a bitch.
Well, now we know he just wanted to give up. He was like, I'm not really interested.
Yeah, get me out of here. I don't want to see another fucking pod race as long as I live.
Now that's pod racing.
One question is what exactly those stories would be and how they would fit within existing canon, as some of those have been filled with Dave Filoni's animated series, which he ignores himself. Also remains to be seen how Christensen would return as Vader, as would there be yet another interaction between the two characters before the events of A New Hope. Of course, it would be the rematch of the century.
Whoa! Do it. Let's make that fight in Star Wars utterly irrelevant. So, Obi-Wan, we meet again for the 15th time.
It's the fucking meme from Toy Story 2 with Zurg, when he says, we meet again for the last time.
Yes. It seems all of this is stretching incredulity a little bit, as were elements of season 1, like an entire arc about little Princess Leia. It was also implied that there could be a young Luke storyline later. What?
Why? No.
Why at this point? Why bother? Who gives a fuck about Luke Skywalker in Disney Star Wars?
Not Disney.
Not Disney. That's true. That's true. As for Christensen, fans will really embrace his return to Star Wars, as it feels like redemption for him, where at the time his 2 movies were not terribly well received, but appearing in Obi-Wan Kenobi in flashbacks and as Vader and in an Ahsoka dream sequence, fans have enjoyed seeing him back.
Like, yeah, true. People went fucking crazy over him flickering onto the screen, but it's just funny to be like, he can recover from the prequels. Like, yes, with Disney Star Wars, that's a recovery.
No.
By the way, isn't this like the 15th year of his redemption?
I guess.
You mean like the actor or the character?
Well, the character, because every time Hayden Christensen's mentioned now, it's always like, his redemption. He's like, he's been involved for a while now.
Yeah.
You know? And to be honest with you, the prequels are getting healthier by the day compared to this Disney shit. So it's actually probably going to come to a point where he's going to be passing what they perceive as his redemption. And it's going to be like, oh no, Hayden, why?
You want to be, I'm happy for the guy. Like, he went through some shit back then and his career really didn't take off. But he seems like that might have been a benefit because he seems like a kind of a level-headed dude. And that's probably because he got the fuck out of Hollywood. So I think in the grand scheme of things, he's fine. Doesn't he have like a little farm in Canada or something like that? That sounds like a much better life to me.
Yeah.
If you want to greenlit another $250 million series based on a member berry of getting fucking Hayden Christensen back for 5 minutes, go ahead. It's fine. YouTubers are rejoicing everywhere. And again, Paul Tassie's right. And I'm not going to say that very much. It's 4 to 5 years between seasons. It's ridiculous. It shows how directionless there are. There's no choice at this point. They're going to go on with the Filoni stuff because that's what they drudged ahead with. And that's the problem of building out a cinematic universe, especially when everything sucks. You have to keep going to keep the shareholders happy, to keep the board members around, to keep your stupid fucking leader, Kathleen Kennedy, employed for some reason. It's a marvel watching this much incompetence and how much money is being burned.
It is like Marvel. You're right.
It is a lot like Marvel right now. This remains a rumor, but as ever, it seems like Disney does not want to leave the Luke Skywalker era in a meaningful capacity. And the reason they can't, and here is the very hard truth, Star Wars fans and EU fans, I love you. I do. I love all Star Wars fans. They're great. They're great people. Even the ones who tried to cancel this channel. Great. It's about the Skywalker family. That's what Disney bought. That's what made it valuable. The EU didn't make Star Wars worth billions of dollars. Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker made Star Wars worth billions and billions of dollars. And if you are going to go out and start just being in that world and moving 100 or 1,000 years away, which you probably need to do, you're essentially creating a new franchise. Why don't you just do that? That's not what they paid for. And what still sells for them a little bit, all the classic shit. But it's aging out now. It's aging. It's fucking going to be 50 years old, dude. So it's aging out, and they squeezed all the fucking blood out of the turnip they can from this, and their only fucking option is to remake the original trilogy and the prequels, which they're gonna do 100%.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.